Hey guys, Adriana here, welcome back to my channel. So today for Vlogmas Day 6, I thought I would mix it up a little bit and share with you guys some stretches. The holidays are notorious for traveling, and traveling means long hours sitting, usually on cramped planes or in a car where you can't move around very much. So your muscles tend to get really tight, and this is just not good in general. I mean, you always want to be stretching, but especially around the holidays when you're traveling maybe a little extra than normal, if you can get these stretches in, I guarantee your travel will be more comfortable and enjoyable. Also for Vlogmas Day 6, we got some candy cane little hoopy hoops, and I've got some Is It Christmas Yeti socks on, because they got little Yetis on them. Okay, let's get started. First things first, you want to get into a comfortable seated position and make sure you have some space around you. We're going to start with a nice easy neck stretch, just giving your head a gentle pull to the side and breathing into it. If you want a little extra pull, you can use your other hand to slightly pull away, pulling your shoulder down. Then you'll switch sides. And again, if you want a more intense stretch, you can use that other hand to give your shoulder a slight pressure down. Go ahead and roll out the neck a little bit, just working out any little kinks you may have. Now I'm going to give you a side view just so you can have a better look at what I'm doing. Just sitting in that crisscross applesauce style, you're going to let your head release down, walk your hands forward, just getting a nice stretch of the spine. While you're sitting here, you want to make sure that you're keeping your sits bones planted on the floor. And if you want a little extra stretch reaching in the shoulder area, you can tent your fingers like you can see I'm doing there, where you put them up. Then just walk your hands over to the side, again keeping those sits bones down, trying to keep both shoulders facing the floor. Getting a little more of a lower back stretch with this one, focused on one side. Keep in mind that you want to hold every stretch for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Then you're going to switch the foot that's in front, and you're going to repeat these two stretches on the other side. Next, you're going to come back up to sitting, and you're going to straighten one leg out in front of you and keep the other one in towards your upper thigh. Kind of like you're doing a tree pose, but sitting down. Again, you're going to walk your hands forward, releasing the head and neck down. And if you want a little extra stretch, especially on the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, you can grab onto the bottom of your foot if you have the availability there to do so. And if you want even more, pull back on those toes and you'll even feel the stretch on the bottom of your foot. Next, from this position, I like to get a little deeper into that stretch by reaching forward with both legs straight, grabbing one foot on the outside, and lifting that leg up, keeping it extended so your body makes somewhat of a V shape, twisting away from that leg that's up. And then you're going to repeat these two stretches on the other side. And we're going to go into a pigeon stretch. This is a great stretch for your piriformis, which is a small muscle that goes right through your gluteus. While doing this stretch, your goal is to get the front shin as parallel as possible to the front of your mat and reach your back leg straight back, driving your hips forward so that they're both square to the front. As you can see, I am not even flexible enough to do that very well, but you got to start somewhere. While you're here, you can either use both hands and sit up tall, or you can walk your hands forward and release your head and neck down. And as always, you're going to repeat this on the other side. Next, we have a nice and easy one. You're just going to come to sitting with both legs stretched straight out in front of you, and you're going to walk your hands forward, dropping your head and neck down, just trying to fold over your legs. Depending on how tight you are, you may feel this along your spine, you may feel it through your glutes, you may feel it in your hamstrings or your calves. It totally depends on where your tightness resides. Next, we're going to come into a lunge position. I'm going to give you a few different options here for a hip flexor stretch, as your hip flexors are what usually get tight the most when you're sitting for long periods of time, traveling for the holidays. These 3 variations will be great for you. So your first option is to come to a tall lunge where your hips are directly over your knees. In this position, you're just going to slightly tuck your pelvis forward, and you should feel a slight stretch right in the crease of your hip. If that's not enough from that position, you can just lean forward with those hips, making a nice long line from your pelvis to your knee. And if you want even more and want to get into that quadricep, what you can do is grab your foot from behind you with the opposite hand, placing your other hand down on the floor for support, and pull it in towards your butt, relaxing through the hips and opening it up. And then you're going to repeat these stretches on the other side. From here, you can send the hips back, straightening that front leg, flex the front foot, and fold over that front leg to get a nice deep hamstring stretch. In that position, you might also feel it in your calves. Moving on, you're going to come to your hands and knees and then send your hips back so that your butt is over your heels. Then you're going to thread your arm underneath, reaching through to get a shoulder stretch. With this one, the hand that's overhead, the further you walk it behind your head, the more intense the stretch will be. And as always, you're going to repeat this on the other side. For this next one, you're going to lay down on your back, and we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So you're going to take one leg and cross the ankle over the knee, thread your arms underneath that crossed over leg, and pull your legs in towards you. This is going to get the glutes. If you want to get deeper into this glute stretch, you're going to just slightly roll to the side of the leg that is down towards the floor. And lastly, we're going to come back to a comfortable seated position, and we're just going to open up your chest, bringing both arms up to the side, almost in a goalpost figure, bringing them behind you, opening up the chest, getting those pec muscles. When you open the arms back, I would hold it for about 5 seconds and then release and repeat a few times. If you can get those stretches in while you're traveling, between traveling, you'll definitely be better off, you'll feel better, and you'll just have a more enjoyable holiday. So get your stretchy pants on and get stretching. Remember to like and subscribe. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.